He looked at his screen. He saw his chief financial officer. He heard his familiar commanding voice. He even joked with his colleagues on the Zoom call. Everything felt 100% real. But exactly 10 minutes after he clicked transfer, $25 million vanished into thin air. And that is when the freezing panic set in. He realized he wasn't just late to a meeting. He was the only actual human in the room. Welcome to the era of the $25 million deepfake heist, where seeing is no longer believing, and your screen is the ultimate weapon. To understand how a single corporate employee was manipulated into giving away a literal fortune, you have to realize that this wasn't a standard internet phishing scam. There were no poorly written emails, no suspicious links, and no urgent red flags. The attackers didn't try to hack into the company's secure servers through a firewall. Instead, they hacked something far more vulnerable: human trust. The target was a branch office of a massive global firm in Hong Kong. The weapon was a flawless, multi-layered digital illusion. It began with a simple message, supposedly from the company's UK-based chief financial officer, discussing a highly confidential, top-secret financial transaction. When the employee initially expressed doubt, the voice on the other end didn't argue. They simply said, "Let's jump on a video call and iron out the details." But the trap wasn't sprung overnight. Behind this 10-minute video call were months of silent, meticulous preparation. The hackers had been ghosts in the machine long before they stole a single dollar. They didn't just guess the company's hierarchy. They mapped it out like a military operation. Using advanced scraping algorithms, they harvested every scrap of digital data available online. They downloaded hours of public YouTube videos of the executives giving corporate speeches. They extracted audio from quarterly earnings reports, collected internal media from social platforms, and analyzed thousands of emails to master the exact vocabulary, corporate jargon, and typing cadence used within the upper echelons of the firm. With this massive mountain of data, the hackers fed a highly sophisticated, real-time generative AI model. This wasn't the kind of cheap, blurry deepfake software you find on a smartphone. This was enterprise-grade infrastructure capable of mapping a synthetic face onto a live actor in real time, adjusting for shadows, head movements, and even the natural blinking of eyes. They didn't just clone a voice. They synthesized the precise micro-expressions, the subtle mouth movements, and the corporate mannerisms that make a person recognizable to their team. They built a digital puppet show, and the corporate executives were the marionettes. When the employee logged into the conference call, any remaining suspicion completely evaporated. There, sitting in the familiar digital grid, was the CFO. And around him were several other recognizable colleagues from the finance department. They looked right, they sounded right, and they moved naturally. They discussed the confidential project, gave specific instructions, and authorized the immediate release of $25 million across 15 separate bank transfers. What the employee didn't know was that he was looking at a digital ghost town. Every single person on that screen, except for him, was an artificial intelligence construct. Think about the psychological trap of that moment. As humans, we are hardwired to trust our eyes and ears. When a group of your superiors looks you in the eye through a camera and tells you to execute a command, your brain doesn't think algorithm. Your brain thinks authority. The psychological leverage was perfect. The fake colleagues on the call validated the fake CFO's orders, creating a false sense of consensus. The employee followed orders, closed the laptop, and went about his day, completely unaware that he had just handed the keys to the kingdom to an invisible phantom. The illusion was so perfect that the fraud wasn't discovered until days later, when the employee casually checked in with the real headquarters in London about the progress of the secret project. The response from the real CFO sent a shiver down his spine. What project? What video call? In that exact moment, the world shifted beneath his feet. The cold reality set in. The people he had laughed with, looked at, and listened to just days prior simply did not exist. They were nothing more than pixels manipulated by an algorithm. When the Hong Kong Cybersecurity and Technology Crime Bureau stepped in, they realized they were chasing ghosts. The $25 million hadn't just been transferred into a regular bank account, it had been immediately fractured. The moment the funds cleared, automated scripts split the money into dozens of micro-transactions, routing them through a complex labyrinth of shell companies across multiple international jurisdictions. From there, the fiat currency was converted into privacy-focused cryptocurrencies, tumbled through anonymous digital mixers, and vanished into cold storage wallets. The digital paper trail went completely cold. The perfect heist had been executed, leaving no fingerprints, no physical evidence, and no suspects. This chilling heist changes the rules of global security forever. We have officially crossed the threshold into a world where corporate espionage doesn't require breaking into buildings or cracking encryption codes. It just requires a few gigabytes of video data and an AI model capable of putting a digital mask on a thief. The terrifying reality is that this technology is no longer restricted to elite nation-state hackers. It is democratized, cheap, and evolving faster than our ability to defend against it. The tools we use to connect with our families, run our businesses, and manage our wealth have been turned into perfectly engineered mirrors, reflecting back whatever lie we are most likely to believe. The true danger of the $25 million heist isn't just the stolen money. It is the permanent destruction of certainty. When any voice can be cloned, any face can be mapped, and any video call can be fabricated by a machine, the very foundation of how we communicate begins to crumble. If you can't trust the video feed of your boss, how can you trust a call from your bank, your lawyer, or even your own child claiming they're in danger and need immediate financial help? The weaponization of identity is the ultimate threat of the AI age. We are moving into a shadow era where the ultimate security measure isn't a complex password, a two-factor authentication code, or a fingerprint scan. All of those can be bypassed if the human behind them is compromised. Instead, the future of security requires a return to absolute primal skepticism. Corporations are now being forced to implement analog security measures in a digital world, such as secret verbal passphrases known only to a few individuals, or physical offline verification protocols before any massive sum of money can leave an organization. The next time you log into a meeting, look closely at the faces on your screen. Watch the way their eyes move. Listen to the tiny pauses in their speech. Look for the faint, unnatural glitching around the edges of their collarbones or the slight desynchronization between their lips and their words. Because in the landscape of modern deception, the person commanding your next move might not be your boss at all. They might just be an algorithm waiting for you to click enter.